the year January 30th, 1882 to April 12th, 1945, was the 32nd president.
Hold up. That's a lot of presidents, man.
Yeah.
I thought there were, wait a minute, I thought there was only 12 of them. I thought there was only 12 of them. Did it say 12?
Yeah, it's
Read that again.
It says, in the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another, whereof the second...
It said 12, right?
Yep.
It said 12, not 32, not 44. Barack Hussein Obama is not mentioning this.
That's right.
Because it's talking about the pagan, ancient Roman Empire going back about 2,000 years ago.
Absolutely.
When they were in their power.
That's right.
So here you are. Now we're giving you a golden nugget.
Yeah.
You're talking about we giving you a nugget. We giving you, you gave them a nugget of shit. That's what you gave them. You gave them a shit nugget.
A nugget of nonsense.
A nugget of nonsense, man. Go ahead.
As whereof the second shall begin to reign. Whereof the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 wings signify which thou sawest. As for the voice which thou heardest speak, and that thou sawest not to go off from the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation, that after the time of that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and it shall stand in peril of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall. But
because you had other inferior Caesars under them.
Right.
I'll give you an example, and I always go and use this example. The movie Gladiator. That was Marcus Aurelius during, I'm thinking about the year 181 A.D. Okay, the last 3 of the 12 feathers, or the 12 Roman Caesars,
Right.
the last 3 is Vespasian, all right? Titus, which he was the one that took down Israel.
That's right.
And built the arch of Titus.
Ark of Titus, yep.
And had it carved. Well, his brother actually built it for his brother. Domitian built it for Titus in the name of Titus, because the number 1 general of Vespasian was his son Titus. Now, when that thing was fully built up, it wasn't even erected that Titus had died.
Right.
But his brother Domitian kept building it to show respect for his brother Titus. And what he had carved on the walls is the fact that they were taking, they sacked Jerusalem and took all the gold. They took I believe it was a golden menorah and all the sacred things and golden riches, and they show you it, man. That's a big tourist attraction down there in Rome.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
That's a major tourist attraction down there in Rome. The Colosseum's one, and the Arch of Titus is another. And then you know what? That goes back. That arch is still standing there to this very day. And that arch was built going back about 2,000 years ago. Okay? So I just mentioned the last 3 of the 12 major Caesars. Okay? But I ain't going to tell you who the second one is that ruled longer than all of them.
That's right.
That's up to you to break down, Nate, since you missed the golden nugget.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That after the time of that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and it shall stand in peril of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to its beginning. And whereas thou sawest the 8 small under feathers sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation, that in him there shall arise 8 kings, whose time shall be but small, and their years swift. And 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching. 4 shall be kept until their end begin to approach. But 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas thou sawest 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. In the last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein, and they shall have the dominion of the earth, and of those that dwell therein with much oppression above all those that were before them. Therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. And whereas thou sawest that the great head appeared no more, it signified that one of them shall die upon his bed, and yet with pain. For the two that remain shall be slain with the sword. For the sword of the one shall devour the other. But at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. And whereas thou sawest two feathers under the wings passing over the head that is on the right side, it signified that these are they whom the highest hath kept unto their end, that this is the small kingdom and full of trouble, as thou sawest.
Yeah, that's the Roman Empire. So it has nothing to do with America.
That's right.
Ultimately, when you go back to Daniel the 7th chapter, ultimately it goes into America.
Right.
But when you broke it down, you broke it down the wrong way. That's right. You put the cart before the horse. Now going back to the 10th verse to the 13th verse, like I said, that's not talking about America at all. America wasn't even thought of.
Right.
America came 1800 years, let's say, after. I'm just doing the quick math. So you got to get your facts together, man. All right? I wouldn't have got on you today had you got your facts together.
That's right.
Anyway, we didn't go into full detail of this, but one day in the future we'll go into full detail on this and actually mention the different Caesars and so forth, the underfeathers. We mentioned the major ones. Okay?
Okay.
So now let's go from there to second Esdras, the 14th chapter. We're going to start from the top because there's a key point in here that people go off on too. So let's start reading.
Second Esdras 14:1. And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal my...
Oh, before that, you know what I want you to do? Get me second Esdras, the 13th chapter. And go to the 40th verse, I believe. And I'm going to show you something.
Second Esdras 13:40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Yeah, they didn't wait till 200 some odd years later to do it. They probably did it within that year. And that was during the reign of King Hoshea or King Hawashai. Malak Hawashai. That was a king of the kingdom of the north. And they were taken over by King Shalmaneser V, because there was a line of Shalmanesers. All right, that was their kingly name. And when King Shalmaneser V had taken over the 10 tribes, what happened was they, like the scripture said, they took this counsel among themselves, and that's mentioned also in 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. You can read the whole chapter because it mentions King Hoshea, and they said, we're going to go to another land. Now, like I said, going back to Nate said that they went to the Americas in 538, 539 BC, which there's no documents on that. So he says things, and his flock just believe him like he's God Almighty. He don't need no documents. He just says it, and they believe it, man. Okay, there's no record of them, because what they were taken down when you go into the history, they were taken down by King Shalmaneser V during that period of about 720, around 722, 726 in that time frame. That's when they were taken down. Now the other tribes, the kingdom of the south, the kingdom of Judah, They were like, man, the hell with them. They broke off from us. We don't want to know them, man. That's why when you go to the New Testament, you notice that Judah didn't like the fact that the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, were receiving salvation through Paul and Barnabas and Paul and Silas, because they had that hatred for him, man. But now in this end, now we're coming back together.